Good evening, guys. Mike here with Wilderness Warriors. Got something in the mail today. Been waiting on it for a couple of days now. Very excited about this. Wanted to share it with you before I got it out and started playing with it. Let's get to it. Been seeing a lot of this thing on YouTube and other media places out there, so I invested very little money and picked one up. This was ordered off of eBay. I don't mind sharing. I don't remember exactly what the eBay name was, but that's who it came from. And it is it's like Christmas. Looky there, a new toy. The Mora Pro Robust. Carbon steel, 1/8 inch thick. Let me see if it will focus in on that. No sharp spine, however. I'm going to take care of that very shortly before I even start doing any testing with it. Just the standard rolled steel edge there. Slightly shorter blade. Very nice handle. The black is a little grippy. The gray is more of a harder plastic, not grippy. Fits very good in the hands. Love it. I've got kind of small hands. I think they're small anyway. Fits perfectly. There's really no extra room. If I push all the way forward, there's a little bit of an edge there, but when I just grab it, very, very comfortable. Shorter blade, a little bit more control. It's a little wider in this direction than the regular standard Mora. The Pro Series has the better handles, a little bit wider blade, and the Robust gives you the thickness. So there it is. I'm going to sharpen the spine up in the next day or two and get out and play with this thing and see what we can do. Alright guys, just got done doing some modifications to my new Mora, both to the knife and to the sheath itself. We'll go over the knife first. Really there's only one, and that is to take away the rolled edge on the back and square it up. I don't know if the camera's going to focus in. You can see that that rolled edge, except for right there, which is kind of at the peak where the front of the blade starts to dip down a little bit. The edges are actually still square, but in the center was still a little bit of the concave. No big deal for me. The most important part for me is this back here for scraping fuzz from sticks, and for striking the ferro rod, and then also up here for striking the ferro rod. Pretty much squared all the way to the tip. I used a sharpening stone to take off the burrs. And then that is it. I don't think there's any other modifications needed to this thing. I think this knife is just about perfect for an everyday camp knife. And I can tell you now, it is my favorite for a general camp knife and for my backup knife. And what I mean by that is I always carry two. In the past, it has always been the Cold Steel Pendelton Light Hunter. Love this knife. My only gripe, or two gripes really, is that it's a stainless steel blade, so not really that good for striking a ferro rod. I believe that this one will send a few sparks, but not many, so I never really sharpened it up. I've seen some other people being able to get that done, but it wasn't that important to me because as a backup, I always have a fire striker with my fire steel. But it was just a great size, super sharp, straight from the factory. This thing I use for, you know, notching, making traps, pot holder sticks and stuff like that, as well as food prep. It is super lightweight. I do like that it has the lanyard hole in the handle. Decent little nylon sheath that conceals almost all of the handle, therefore it is never going to come out of there. And then all I do with almost all my knives is a little bit of paracord for a loop, set it up as a dangler. Actually clip this around my belt, it stays on, and then if I want to take the sheath off, it comes off nice and easy. Paracord with the double fisherman's knot is never going to come loose, and there's actually two strands around that. Double strong, never going to have a problem with it. This knife is being replaced with this knife. The handle on this thing is phenomenal. The fact that it's a carbon steel blade is even better. Excellent for striking the ferro rods. Love the handle. Wish they had a lanyard hole. No big deal. With as grippy as this thing is, there's not going to ever be any slipping to it. Just feels great. On the sheath, what I have done is tied my loop, carabiner. I have used one of my daughter's hair bungees, doubled it around at the top, and it actually goes over the handle for retention, since a little bit more of the handle sticks out of this one, to completely eliminate any chances of loss. And then I have taken some small bank line and actually tied a knot, slid it down in these cracks here, and looped it around, binding the clip so this up here cannot come off in any way, shape, size, or form. Also gives me a little bit of cordage. I think there's about 8 feet or so on there. It actually goes all the way down one layer, comes back up partially doubled, and then loops through there and ties it off a few more times. I am going to take this off. This is for stacking these particular models of sheaths that they're using with their newer knives, to where you can have 2 knives hanging off of each other, one clip to your belt. Excuse me. I will never use that. I will never stack a knife like that. Just not my style. Too bulky, sitting out to the side. So I'm actually going to cut that off flat, and I'm probably going to get a couple of small, like racing inner tube tires, and cut some smaller Ranger bands and actually put one over this cordage, and then maybe one sleeve over the sheath itself, and maybe put a fire steel in there or something, I don't know. But that is the model. Also, this knife was extremely competitive in price compared to the cold steel Pendelton Light Hunter. I think I paid $14 for the Pendelton Light Hunter a couple of years ago, and have been using it ever since. And this one, I think I paid $16.23 shipped off of eBay. So that is it. My new favorite knife. Camera focusing is a little weird today. Can't wait to actually get out in the woods and use this thing. There won't be hardly any batoning or anything with it since it is so short. Excellent control, the stiffness in the blade and handle, unbelievable. Love it. Go out and get you one. Thanks for watching, guys.